The U.S. National Park Service almost spent $100,000 of taxpayer money to honor the Black Panther Party, a group whose leaders killed law enforcement officers and a group that the FBI acknowledges wanted to use violence and guerrilla tactics to overthrow the U.S. government. Yeah, this is true. So late this past summer, 2017, the United States Park Service was about to appropriate $97,999 to, quote, honor the legacy of the Black Panther Party, Marxist revolutionary black separatists who use violence against whites and against the United States government. This is absolutely mind-blowing. And guess where this little experiment was going to be managed? Guess where all of this honorarium money was going to be sent and who was going to determine the theme of the program? Yep, the University of California at Berkeley. Berkeley, that shuts down the free speech of conservatives. Berkeley, that has to offer counseling sessions to its snowflake students if a conservative dares come and try to speak their mind, try to exercise their First Amendment rights. So let's read a little bit about this program. Well, it was, quote, committed to truthfully honoring the legacy of Black Panther Party activists and the San Francisco Bay communities they served. The project seeks to document the lives of activists and elders. Now, we're going to talk about some of those activists and elders. One of the most famous was Huey P. Newton. He introduced a 10-point plan. Let me read you two of my favorites from Huey P. Newton's 10-point plan. Number 3, we want an end to the robbery by the white man of the black community. But my all-time favorite, and I've been studying this stuff for a while, was number 8. We want all black men immediately released from federal, state, county, and city jails and penitentiaries. Didn't matter if they were guilty or not. Didn't matter if they went out there and raped and killed and robbed and stole and committed fraud and committed assault. Nope. He wanted them released from prison and jail simply because of the color of their skin. This was a black separatist racist group. That was Huey P. Newton. But it doesn't stop with him. Let's talk about another Black Panther Party elder. Let's talk about a guy named H. Rap Brown. Now, H. Rap Brown changed his name after he converted to Islam in prison. I'm going to do a whole segment very soon on prison converts to Islam. It is terrifying stuff. H. Rap Brown changed his name to Jamil Abdullah Alameen. And guess where he is now? Well, he's sitting in a Georgia prison for murdering a Fulton County deputy in March of 2000. Yep, he's a cop killer. He's one of the elders, one of the activists that the National Park Service was going to spend $100,000 to honor. Is this not absolutely sickening? And this guy is spewing conspiracy theories till this day. He's claiming he never killed the cop, despite overwhelming evidence. Witnesses, ballistic evidence, forensic evidence, physical evidence. No. This is a plot by the U.S. government to make him a political prisoner. Remember yesterday, cop killer Joanne Chesimard also claimed to be a political prisoner, and morons like Representative Maxine Waters are playing into that narrative? That's what these people do. They go out, they kill. They love to kill police officers, law enforcement officers. And then when they have to pay their fines, when they have to pay their dues and do their time, they claim they were politically persecuted. Because you should be able to kill a cop. You should be able to kill an innocent if your skin is black and you're a black separatist and never have to pay any penalty. You are a political prisoner who is simply fighting against the system. This is nonsense. These people need to rot in jail. They should be on death row with no appeals. But hey, we've got to take what we get, right? Now, this isn't new. Because in 2008, if you remember, the new Black Panther Party tried to intimidate white voters in Philadelphia. They wore military-style dress and carried sticks, nightsticks. Eric Holder's Justice Department, you would have figured they'd have rushed in and protected the rights of all voters, right? And all they do is talk about how you don't need voter ID and voting should be unrestricted. Nah. Eric Holder's Department of Justice dropped the case against the new Black Panther Party. But see, this all goes to Barack Obama's war on police from nearly his first day on the job. If you remember going back to July of 2009, when Barack Obama inserted himself into a minor local police situation in Cambridge, Massachusetts, when his buddy Skip Gates, Henry Louis Gates Jr., a Harvard professor, was mistakenly taken for a burglar or trespasser at his home and arrested for a minor offense by Cambridge police. The dust-up was settled. It was squashed. But the president of the United States stepped in and said police acted stupidly for doing their job, for trying to clarify the situation. He was arrested, and it was a very, very minor charge. Obama said, quote, "I should say at the outset that Skip Gates is a friend, so I may be a little biased here." He should never have gotten involved. It was a local policing issue. Wasn't for the president of the United States. But he did, and that set the tone for police hate, disrespect of law enforcement, disrespect of authority, murders of police officers, and the rise of the violent domestic terror Black Lives Matter movement. That all points back to one guy, Barack Hussein Obama. Now, luckily, the Trump administration stepped in, and it looks like they did so after a letter sent to the president by the Fraternal Order of Police, the largest police fraternal organization in the United States. The letter said, let me read what the letter said. It said, "Mr. President, as far as we are concerned, the only meaning they, meaning the Black Panther Party, brought to any lives was grief to the families and victims." And this was in reference to the Black Panther Party. Now remember, this was the National Park Service that was going to fund this. The Black Panther Party was responsible for the murder of a National Park Service ranger, a guy named Kenneth Patrick, in San Francisco in 1973. He was shot and killed. He was shot 3 times by Veronza Leon Curtis Bowers Jr., who's currently serving a life sentence for the murder. So the National Park Service was going to spend $100,000 to honor a group, a member of which was responsible for killing a National Park Service ranger. But luckily, after the letter from the FOP went to President Trump, it was shut down. Just today, this morning at 5 a.m., the Washington Free Beacon published a story that said the Park Service cancels funding for project honoring the legacy of the Black Panther Party. And this is absolutely outstanding. It ends with Jerry Barnum, a spokesman for the National Park Service, confirming that the project would not receive funding from the agency. This needs to stop. We need to stop honoring terrorists and cop killers. We ushered out the Obama era. We're in the Trump era, and hopefully all these holdovers at these agencies are going to be fired, and this nonsense will be put to bed once and for all. I'm John Cardillo, and if you like this content as much as I love bringing it to you, please subscribe to our premium service at www.therebel.media/shows. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.